Yeah. Hi there. It's me again, talking from the back of your mind to bring you what you forgot when you came here to fill your pot, right? With pot or something. No, it's not just about smoking, right? It's not just about taking psychedelics. Because if you think, oh, I'm gonna watch him because, you know, he's like me, he also likes cannabis, then all I can say to you is that yes and no. I like cannabis now, right? I like cannabis now. But it's also a curse, because your goal shouldn't be to be always just happy. I have to have phases where I feel a bit shit. I don't know if that is something that I will have for the rest of my life, but I think so, to be honest, because after every high there comes a low. And because I try to be living in a high and I want to learn how to be high, I also use psychedelics to get to higher highs and then to learn to keep it there, so that I grow over myself. Because at the moment, maybe you could say, I'm too traumatized, or you say, I am not yet able, I am untrained in the ways of the force, right? It's like the force, right? I mean, you don't know the kind of shit you can do when you learn to do what I do. And I don't know if you can, right? I knew I could. I just put it into action. I knew I could escape this kind of shithole place that I was in. Only I realized it's not so much the shit place that I see. The shit place that I see is only a reflection to how I feel. And this is why emotions have to be felt. And that means that when you take psychedelics, and I'm not talking about just coffee here or just food, you know, I mean really like psychedelics, like what I've said. I mean, figure out what psychedelics are. Read the book, for God's sake. And just learn. I mean, if you use things, because what do psychedelics do, right? They're not necessarily making you better. They just enhance your focus. And when you are focusing really on your bad parts, you will probably have a very bad trip. And so if you are a very depressed person, like really, really depressed, I think that taking psychedelics on your own is a very bad idea. If you tend to lose control easily, I would suggest to you, don't take psychedelics on your own. You need then to find people, of course, that have adequate experience, that have a place available where you can make the first couple of experiences safely on your own. You see, these things are not to be toyed with. Psychedelics are substances which require a lot of responsibility and self-control. Because if you work with psychedelics to enhance your journey, you may find that you keep wanting more and more of them. Because the nice it is that they bring you to your personal heaven, usually you start getting greedy, because once you feel how you can feel when you are in that place of your heart, and you've experienced it now through a substance, you keep trying to get back to that place through the substance, but that is basically your road to ruin. So what you have to do then is you have to remember how the place feels, and this feeling, because you have felt it once, right? You keep focusing on that feeling. And then you're trying to get back to it without the substance. And this is usually how experiences with ayahuasca are like. Only if you then cling to ayahuasca as your, like, or cling to any, like, I have the feeling I have enough of these now. Because, you know, I can keep collecting them, but if I'm too greedy, like, I think there will be better places where I have better storage facilities. You know, right now for me, I just wanted to have some of them so that when the time comes, I can experiment a bit with myself. But I also know that I don't want to do it right now. So instead of piling up on lots and lots of them, you know, I just take a few. Hey, Amy, hier. Hey. Fuß. Das sagen alle, aber die macht nichts. Ja, Amy aus.
Das kommt in die Blutmuster.
Ja, genau.
Ist doch gut. Ja, ist fein aufgepasst. Wird ja mal dunkeler.
Ja, das ist das.
Also, tschüss. Guck mal her.
Das ist eigentlich eine Schissbüchse, merken Sie ja.
Es gibt auch Angstbeißer, wa?
Ja.
Dann haben die Angst, dann kommen sie auf einen zu, aber sie ist ja noch jung. Wa?
Ja, das stimmt.
Und dann noch einen schönen Abend. Wa?
Ja, den wünsche ich Ihnen auch. Tschüss. So you see, right now, this was the situation that I could end with. You see, if I were now to stay with this terrible image. What? Come. Come, Amy. You see, she's a bit afraid now. Because she's never really been at night in the forest. And I have never really been at night in the forest with a dog. But so she doesn't know. So to me, it's all right? If I'm alone here, it's okay. But if I'm with other people, then sometimes I also have to take responsibility for their fear. And that means in the beginning, with me, you know, I made my first experiences with other people, but I also realized I had to train by myself. I had to train by myself because I didn't know who I was. And so I figured it out and I faced my fear over and over again with psychedelics, but always in a safe environment, and only after I had made already safe experiences and I knew that I was quite good with this. I didn't just take large dosages of anything Especially not by myself. The first experiences I had with stuff like LSD was like small dosages, like really small. You know, rather be a bit careful in the beginning. You know, you just take a sip first. And that's why people were trying to force you to take like really large amounts. Like if they really try to convince you to take it with them, well, just don't do it. Don't do it. Because these people are like kind of evil. Somewhat. Right? So you don't want to be